Hello, welcome to the Golf Swing Weekly Fix. Mark Crossfield here. We've got some swings coming at you through the app. Unfortunately, the weather here in the UK has just been shocking. I've been travelling a bit as well, so I haven't had a chance to get to the range, so we're going to do it in the office. Let's see if we can give more golfers from around the world a little bit more help. Let's get stuck in. So more swings sent here through the golf app. Lots of good movements in this swing, but there's a definite change of direction coming in to attack the ball. Let's see if we can address this change of direction. So if I just simply, not the best camera angle in the world, but if we put a line, say, through the shaft, we see the club go back under, over, and then never gets under again. Come down in to hit the ball, then goes under past the ball. So you're definitely swinging more from out to in, so from right to left. You're definitely swinging to the left with this club. We definitely see a change of direction at the top of your backswing. So top of your backswing, relatively neat movements. If we say your hand path's going to be, say, about there. Let's just redraw that. So hand path is more there. So the top line of the two. You can see the shaft of the club getting above the hand path, which is always going to lead to an out to in club path as a general rule. And it's going to make it very hard for you to get the face to work in relationship to the path in the way to hit maybe some different shaped shots to what you're hitting here. So look, if we bring mine into play here, what I want you to try and feel, if we take me up to the top here, which is here, what you're going to notice, if I just draw a line on the top of the head here, is that my club tends to fall back. So it tends to fall back towards my back. It also then tends to come down my back. So basically it's tracking kind of this line coming down my spine line, if you like, round the top of my back as it starts the downswing. And if we flip that over to your one, we just take you back up to the top. So from the top of the backswing, your head wants to get right outside your right shoulder. It's coming right down through the middle of you a lot more. You've got to feel that when you get to the top of the backswing that you're dropping that club literally down your back. So to start the downswing, so if I'm hitting the ball this way, say, the camera, you want to feel like you're just dropping the head down your back and then bang, spinning it out to the ball. You want to get rid of this habit of changing the hand line, that kind of wrist angle, if you like, on the way down to flip the head of the club over that hand path. As soon as you've done that, you're stuck. Now, it's not a case of dropping your hands. You don't need to feel like you're dropping your hands. You want to feel more that you connect to the head of the club, the heavy bit of the head. You want to feel that you just drop that head behind you, drop that head down behind your back. To really try and get that club. So if we bring you to this stage, say, so we can see if I draw a straight line down, your head of your club is kind of knees and toes. Now these camera angles aren't the same, but my club is going to be coming down much more from behind my backside. So what happens if my hands, say, in line with my neck, if we put your hands out, your hands are also relatively in line with your neck. So obviously the camera angle's not exactly the same, but as good as we can do from what we've got. But where your head of your club is in relationship to your hands is very different to mine. You need to be trying to get the club head much further behind your hands. So it's not where your hands so much are coming to, it's the angle that you set your hands that is so different, that then in turn sets the angle of that shaft and head more behind you to allow you then to swing out to the ball to make some better contact. Hope that helps. Thanks for sending the swing. Give it a practice. Drop that head. As soon as you get to the top of the backswing, don't drop your hands, feel like you're dropping the head behind you and spin it out to the ball. You will transform the way you hit the ball if you can pull that feeling off. It's a tough one. Let me know how you go. Right, guys, another swing sent through the app, hitting driver here. What we're seeing, not a bad action. Looks cricket, hockey based, this action. I see this a lot in other sports. Very low hand position, top of the backswing. Definitely would like to see you trying to get your hands much more over your right shoulder. Then we see, because you're so low on the way back, stuck in effect, we start seeing big thrust forwards with the hips. Look like you're hitting heavily in to out with a big push away from your body on the way through with your hands. If we bring my one over again here, what you're going to notice on the way through is my hands actually start coming almost towards my legs on the way through. You can imagine the club's doing a circle, so the hands are doing a circle. So the circle is coming from your side out to a point, then back inside. Now the trouble for your swing, so if you look at my hands here, they're kind of under the middle of my chest. If we bring your one back, if I hit the right button here, if we bring your one back, let's just get rid of these ones, sorry. There's a sneak peek of who might be to come. What we can see is your hands are nowhere near on the inside of your chest, they're much more out in front of you, so really pushing out, so almost hitting around the ball. Hard to get launched, you might hit big blocks, even big snap hooks left with these kind of actions. You could push cut it as well, but look, what you need to do, backswing, get your hands much more over right shoulder. So take your club back, feel like you're taking your hands over your right shoulder, and then on the way down you want to feel like you're exiting much further left than you are. So hands higher, just literally take them back, feel like you're straight, and put them over your right shoulder. Then on the way through, try and feel like your hands and the club are actually exiting the ball left, not to the right. Feel like you're coming into the ball, hitting it, and then pulling back towards your left legs. You'll hit the ball so much better if you can get the path of that club sorted, which so you'll feel straighter on the way back, taller, and then exiting left on the way down. It'll make a big difference. So more swings coming at you. What we see on this swing, I can't see too much what's going on from this angle, but one thing I see quite a lot with golfers actually, we're just going to draw a line on top of your head here, and we see a little bit of a standing up coming out of some angles. Definitely start, I mean the camera is shaking a little bit around, but you do definitely get tall on this one. You start very, very low. So you come up because you want to try and get into a better position to hit the ball. You can see as you come in to hit the ball, you're actually taller than where you started. So you're actually cleverly trying to find the right place to hit the ball during your swing. You'll be much better off starting in a slightly taller position for you, basically, in your posture. So definitely you want to think about trying to get a little bit more of the club flatter on the ground at address. So if I bring me in here, what you want to do is try and get the club a little flatter on the ground at address, which will get your hands higher, and then just pull your shoulder blades back and stand up that little bit taller. Try and stand a bit more to your club. You'll probably find with your setup that your club is a little bit more this way as it sets up. So basically the handle is low, which puts the toe up in the air. And then as you try to hit the ball, you're trying to adjust to get the lie of the club a little bit flatter on the ground. Start with a feeling of that club a little flat on the ground, which will make you start a bit taller, and you'll find that lifting action that you've got in there will actually disappear. Now, I mean, look, I can't tell any of your angles you're hitting with from this video. There might be other things in there you could do, but certainly getting out this little kind of change of height as you're moving and change of positions in your body might just help with a little bit of consistent striking, might help you hit the ball a little bit better, a little bit more out the middle each time, which will definitely keep the ball a bit more on line. Thanks for the swing. Lots of good movements in it. Hope that helps. Definitely just have a little look at that posture and see if you can get that working a bit more for you, and I think you'll find you'll hit much better shots. So more swings coming at you. Let's take a little look at this one. Camera angle's not great. Guys, try and get square on, say for down the line, say somewhere between the feet and the ball, maybe on the feet line is good, and from front on here you want to be at a right angle to them, straight onto them. But look, we can still see a few things in here. Impact, swing flows nicely. I imagine you probably hit out to in kind of slices, so pull slices onto target, straight pulls or even cuts off to the right. Definitely a bit of left to right movement in these shots, I would guess at. From this angle, hard to tell, but that's what I would guess at. You're quite hung back on this, right foot on the way through. Lots of rotation in your hips. Try and push that club out towards target. Two things need to happen. Let's get a setup where you don't kick your left leg in and have your right one straight. Let's have that slightly the other way around. Look, if I bring on Darren Clark here, this footage was taken when I was filming with Your Golf Travel. What you're going to notice from world-class players is the right knee is kicked in and then the left leg is much straighter from this front on view. So the hips are basically set slightly forwards, which then in turn tilts the upper body behind the ball. Now for you, what we see is slightly the opposite. We see your hips back and then you're not tilted so much away from the ball. Now as we make a backswing, I'm not sure if this camera stays still or not. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't. It wobbles all over the place. But we definitely see a kick out in your right knee here, so lack of stability in your lower half, all from that unstable start position. If you start with that right knee kicked in, and then feel like you're turning a little bit more against that resistance. It will stabilise that lower half a little bit more. Now from here, we don't see much of a thrust forwards, more of a rotation. So I want you feeling a lot more, if we watch someone like Darren here again, turning up against this right leg a lot more and then pushing off it. So if we take Darren up to the top, you're going to see he turns real lower half stability, turning against his right knee. So his right knee might be straightening back towards him, so away from our camera, but he's not moving his hips this way. He's actually moving slightly towards the target, if anything. And then downswing again. He's rotating, but he's also moving to his left much more than you are, which allows him to then push that club more out towards target. The more you rotate round to the left, the more you'll tend to drag that club to the left on the way through, which will give you that slightly out to in path, subject where the face is to that path. You're going to get left to right spins. So for me, lots of good flowing actions in this swing. I would like to see a lot more commitment moving through the ball, and I'd like to see a lot more stability in setup, and then definitely into backswing with that lower half. Turn against that right knee that starts kicked in. You will hit the ball so much more solid. Let me know how you go. So more swings coming at you sent through the golf app. Let's take a look. Lots of good movements in this swing. Taking the club back. Get into a very good position at the top of your backswing. Now, lots of people would look at this backswing and say things like this is too far, what people call inside. Well, it looks a little bit behind you. Camera angle could play its role a little bit as that club comes quite close to the camera, but it's, yeah, what people call inside at this point. But you get to a very good position at the top of your backswing. Club face arguably a fraction closed, so pointing to the sky. So definitely look towards watching a few grip videos and just check your grips in the right place in relationship to your hands. You might have a slightly strong grip I can't see from this image, but definitely watch a few grip videos would be a good place to start. Now what we see on the way down is quite a change of direction where the club gets outside of the ball, swinging to the left. Now bear in mind that club face at the top of your backswing is so-called closed to what, but that's what people know it as, it's twisted. But you still look like you're hitting a massive cut. Get your head around that one. Now if you're going to hit a fade, the club face needs to be closed to this line, so your target line, if you want to hit target. Now that'll blow a lot of people's heads off, or hopefully lots of you are watching my videos, you'll start to get that now. So what will happen is the ball starts somewhere around 80%, say towards where the face points. So if the face is closed, the ball will start left, which will then allow you to cut the ball back towards target, a successful cut. So a closed club face at the top doesn't mean you're particularly going to hook it or hit it left. You can still cut it from there, because the face has to be closed to the target line, hit a successful fade. Now where the face is in relationship to the path is what causes that fade. So for you, your face must be open to the path of the club, and the path of the club is very, very to the left. So big change of direction on the way down. We need you, top of your backswing, if we get your hand path, let's guess it's around there, not too bad. Let's just redraw that one. Hand path is a bit more there. We need you trying to get this shaft of this club under this hand path. You've got to try and drop this club down behind you, behind your hand path, so you can spin the club out to hit the ball. We can't have the head coming down level to slightly over the hand path, otherwise you are going to hit out to in and struggle to square a face to a path. So much more of a feeling of trying to get the club to drop more down into this kind of area on the way down to swing out to the ball and then through. Where for you, definitely lots of hip rotation. So a good way of trying to get the club drop behind you is try and feel like you're staying side on more as you hit the ball. Don't open up your hips so much. Lots of golfers I teach get their hips opened up far too much for impact, and that gets them hitting over the top and down across often. Staying more side on and putting more lateral movement into your, so trying to hit the ball with your hips feeling, they won't be, but feeling like they're side on more while moving towards target, I think will help you change that path. So drop the club, stay square on with your hips. You'll start chucking that club out towards target and hitting some very different shape shots. Lots of good movements in there. Let me know how you go. Definitely check out your grip, like I say, because the faces are slightly funky. But then also think about that downswing and changing that path to hit some better golf shots. Let me know how you go. What's going on here? Don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel, also thumbs up the video, post comments, love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.